Yo, one Coder Deco Man. Sorry about no video for Hobby Toku Anime Sports last week. Sorry, editing problems. But anyhow, we're now doing our third part of the Beyblade Retrospective for the original series, and that is Beyblade episodes number 18. We did episodes 8 to 18. Now we're doing episodes 19 to 28. Got that? Good. Let's begin. We left off with Tyson discovering he does a tournament for America in that filler episode. But anyhow, they're now in New York in episode 19. Basically, they go, and also just to mention, Grandpa's now officially a main character by joining with them for this arc. Okay, got that? Good. Basically, this episode starts off, basically the whole arc is basically Max is trying to impress his mom as like a B-plot, working for a facility for Beyblades, and basically the battle begins. Episode 19, them going to the base, they sneak in, they do an epic fight, because the artist's a rock star and a tennis coach. Turns out one of them is basically the main member, being the tennis player, and yes, she's like our female for this team, which I will explain in a moment. Next up, episode 20. Basically, this episode is your basic escape the base facility and go to the next floor secretly. They do that, they get exposed because of Max, and they introduce the football and basketball user, which basically are your two other members. Basically, these two members, one of them has a bay, being the basketball player having a bay that will be toy form with a very large blade, which is kind of like the cool thing. But the football player his bay doesn't show up in the toy line because it's kind of weird where it's like very big and the attack ring looks super big, which is kind of stupid, but it makes sense why it wasn't made for toys. Got that? Good. Next up is episode 21, where they basically do training with some random kid, and the random kid sucks at Beyblading as like a joke. And also, Ray gets an upgrade for his Drigger S, now being Drigger VF. Yep. First of several final forms for each team, like their second half form getting debut. Got that? Good. Next up is episode 22, which is basically an exposition episode where Max, the tennis player girl, and we get introduced to Eddie Teasenly being a rival, plus another person named Mario, who's the other of the three charity event with a rock star, with a music star, Hollywood star, a boxer, and not Donald Trump, which that's my nickname for him, but basically, yeah. Oh, God. Before when this came out, it wasn't, Trump wasn't a bad thing, but he was still a good thing at the time. Got that? Good. Basically, the American arc is great and all for this part. They win the exhibition, not the movie team, the celebrity team, but the main team. Got that? Good. Basically that. Next up is just exposition where they battle first round tournament of getting to the American team before they first got to defeat several other teams. And now in Las Vegas. Yes, first half is basically American arc is basically New York or some random parts. But now we're in Las Vegas for the rest of the arc. Got that? Good. Sorry about that. Basically, the first team they encounter, the Blade Breakers encounter, are basically team gun, guitar, and sword. Basically, this team is Spain-based, and basically they defeated it. Got that? Good. Next episode's like a hippie team that's really filler, and forgot to mention Dragoon now is from Dragoon S to Dragoon F in between the arc. Now, got that? Good. Next up is another filler fight where basically they finally battle Mario. But before that, they do Sombra and a fishing user. They defeat those. And the weird thing about Mario, he gets his butt kicked by Tai, which kind of is darker in the Japanese version, but for the dub is kind of simpler. Good. The next up is our final three episodes, episode 28 to 26, 26 to 28. Basically, these are our final three episodes for the arc. We start off with information. And just to know, the final battle will be, instead of being best of 2 out of 3 one-off member. It's going to be like last time where it's like best 2 out of 3 times 3, if that makes any sense. Tyson battles the football player. Tyson wins. Ray battles the basketball player. He loses. I forget which one. Ray versus basketball player win, or Tyson versus the football player. Don't know which one wins a lot. But anyhow, our final next part of it, which is Max versus Eddie. And yes, Eddie is our main baseball user, which we saw earlier, and I forgot to mention that. So basically, Eddie battles a freaking Max, but it should have been Kai, but really Max wants to so badly as the main focus of Max is so weak to the other team, so it makes sense to use Kai as an easy win, but they take the risk and they defeat the foot basketball player, even if he uses a power pitch, which is like his secret weapon, and he defeats it. Max does, and prove to his mom he's great, and that's basically it for this arc. And also, just to know, Eddie is his bay has a jumping gimmick for the toy, which is kind of great. But anyhow, this is it for this arc. And next up, the next episode is fillers, a clip show filler, so not really any new stuff for it. So yeah, next time we're doing episodes 30 to 39, or the European arc, and hope you see you then. This is Command saying bye-bye for now.